You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, 1 hour of straight hockey talk with Bag Milk, Rick, Tyler, Liam, and Dan. 1 hour of straight hockey talk starts now.
Welcome to Oilersnation Radio. It's Tuesday, right before the start of the NHL season. We're all excited. Been a long, 4 months?
Been
a long week.
July, August, 4 months.
Been a long 4 months, gentlemen, but tomorrow it is officially go time. Very, very much looking forward to it as we do every week, or I guess every Tuesday for the last 2 weeks anyway. We're back on Tuesday. Kick it off by a shout out to our friends at Oodle Noodle. Go into the Edmonton locations, grab yourself a free sticker. Watch out for the new locations popping up in Calgary. Go get yourself something to eat. Maybe get yourself a box. I'm thinking a Tokyo glaze, some beef, put some sriracha in it, some green onion cakes and spring rolls. Have yourself a good evening. You're welcome.
They still have the green lid sriracha over there?
I don't know.
We're on like a global shortage right now, and I don't know if it's ever coming back.
Sriracha sauce?
Yeah. Am I not close enough?
Dying like a black rhino.
Black rhinos are dying?
Allegedly.
You just make this up right now?
Yes. Huh?
You just made this up right now?
No, I think I've seen that.
You think you've seen it?
I feel like the black rhino is one that people specifically point out.
I feel like there's one flavor of rhino for sure that we should be aware of.
Yeah, the black rhino.
Spearmint?
Or the spearmint rhino.
Come on.
Sorry, I'm not down with that kind of stuff.
For our friends at Oodle Noodle, we're going to kick off the podcast with a delicious debate as we always do. Over to my friend Tyler Yaremchuk. What have you got for us today, sir?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised were you that Raphael Lavoie cleared waivers?
Who wants to start?
Two.
I was never worried about him clearing waivers.
A little bit, but like we've seen this. We went over this last year, so I don't know why people like lost their mind. And
before you go,
yeah,
just because you said, because we brought this up last year, people have now recommended to me that we launch a new preseason award called the Tyler Benson Award for the biggest overreaction for a waiver wire move by the Oilers.
That's actually hilarious.
Well, then Mr. Benson just lost his title a couple days ago.
Did he clear?
Who, Benson? No, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
screwed the bit up already, Tyler.
Yo, people lost their minds.
That really did.
And I mean, I get it. I didn't like the move. I thought it was a bit risky, but there was a reason for it. There's a situation that kind of left us with our kind of hands tied. It is what it is. But we learned this last year. Like, there's a lot of guys who hit the PTO and that market. When they go through waivers, no one's really looking at them yet. They're only looking at their own players. Yeah. So in all the players that have gone through waivers this year, I think it's like less than 10 who have been picked up. Yeah. So to lose your mind the way some people did and act like it was ridiculous, man. I couldn't believe the over the top. Like, I think people just be over the top because they want the attention.
Yeah.
So like, look at me. And I'll say that I'll just one up. Look at me, please. I want all the attention over here. But it wasn't that big of a deal. Even if you did end up losing this player, which we didn't, big surprise. I don't think it would have altered our percentage at winning the cup this year at all.
No,
not in the least.
What was funny to me was there was a couple of different tiers on the news that I found interesting. Like, one, you see that Raphael Lavoie got put on waivers. For my first reaction, it goes, whoa, surprising. But then you get the context of why.
Yeah. Markus
Niemelainen is hurt. You cannot be put through waivers when you're injured. The Oilers are up against the cap. They had to send people down. This is why it was Raphael Lavoie. And I go, oh, that sucks, but it makes sense.
And to word it as the Oilers are keeping Niemelainen and Ernie, who does not have a damn contract yet. Like, seriously, the dude doesn't have a contract yet. And you say you want to word it as they're keeping Nemo and Ernie over player X and player whatever. That's ridiculous, man. Like, understand what the hell is happening out there. Control your emotions a little bit.
I think that's just kind of people in Edmonton are victims of.
No, this is all over the world in every different aspect.
But in this fandom, being stuck in the echo chamber of hearing Raph Lavoie all preseason, his name coming up, having good games, those kinds of things, and then all of a sudden he's on waivers. So I put it out on Reddit. I asked the other fan bases. I wanted to hear from the other 31 fan bases.
And they said, who?
Heard about Lavoie. The Avalanche fan base and Montreal's fan base had heard about him, and there were some bloggers that were kicking interest around it. And The Athletic had put out an article that morning that listed Lavoie as one of the people to watch. So that was the only mention of it. Otherwise, I just think that people are victims of being stuck in the echo chamber, and they just think that our player is the best player available.
Well, I was talking to Stephen Ellis about it from Daily Faceoff, and I go, are we just overvaluing our prospects again? Because if objectively, not my feelings, objectively, Raphael Lavoie in 3 seasons in the AHL, or at least parts of 3 seasons, he really cranked it up for half of one. And we were just assuming that because he's big, because he's got an NHL shot, because he's right-handed, because he's got some skill, that automatically he's gone.
And it's funny, like I brought up his name before everyone else did pretty much, right? At the beginning of the training time, I was the one who was saying blah, blah, blah. And I guarantee half the people who just lost their minds the other day were probably sitting there looking at me going, oh, how can you only put him there? Blah, blah, blah. And just kind of giving the old negative spin on me. So you're pumping him up too fast. So how can you go from that to absolutely the world's ending in 2.5 weeks where the dude scored 3 goals?
Preseason matters to some people.
The other thing too,
As it turns out.
there were people who were like, why wouldn't you just waive Matthias Janmark? He cleared a year ago. He'd clear again. You have to remember the Oilers want to win a Stanley Cup this year. They want to keep the players on their team who they feel best balance their lineup and help them win a Stanley Cup. Does Raphael Lavoie have a higher ceiling than Matthias Janmark? No shit. Like, obviously. In terms of what the Oilers need right now, they need someone who could play center, kill penalties, and be trusted in his own end. Matthias Janmark right now, even if you want to argue that he's a replacement level player, whatever, he can do those 3 things better than Raphael Lavoie. Also, if you are of the belief that, hey, let's put some stock into what Connor and Leon think, they love that guy. They wanted him back. He probably would not have been back if it was not for those 2 guys saying they wanted him back.
Yeah, he was wanted back.
He was wanted back. There you go. That's
and he
better.
definitely could have signed elsewhere for more money.
He's also a janitor, and having those people around is important sometimes.
And you know what? When it comes to the guy who may have to play 7 minutes in the game, I'm going to put it on him much faster than I go and put it on Lavoie.
Because the funny thing about that, just because what you said is like, this role is not going to play a lot of big minutes. So for Matthias Janmark, if he plays sub 10 minutes, everybody's going to go, nah. But if Lavoie plays sub 10 minutes, you're going to have a bunch of people going, whoa, Woody, what are you doing?
So last year when we saw Dylan Holloway do that.
The always mad crew, right? It's like, okay, sending Lavoie down, you could argue good for his development. Now he can go play 20-some minutes a night for half a season, wait for there to be an injury to a key player, and then when he comes up, he can play top 9 minutes.
Do we know the rules? Like, what are the rules? He's cleared waivers. Does he have like a month or something?
30 days,
I
yeah.
thought it was 90 days.
He can go back.
Yeah, I had 3 months in my head for some reason. And so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 30 days.
It's 30 days.
Yeah. And that within that time, you can call him back up with no penalty.
Yeah.
After that, there's a recapture waiver claim.
Well, I thought you just had to go back on waivers again.
I'm pretty sure it's recapture now.
Somebody will explain this to us.
Is retained. Oh no,
No, that's an old thing from like a long time ago, I think. Yeah, I remember that rule.
That's where my
but that's
brain
a heck of a long time ago, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liam, your thoughts on Lavoie clearing and just the overreaction prior to his clearing?
The overreaction. I said this on the other show today. I don't think we've seen Twitter quite erupt like that since Devon Shore got a 2nd year on his contract.
That was a good scrap day.
So funny.
That was a good evening on Oilers Twitter.
Oh, man.
The Oilers had no choice but to do this, so it is what it is. And like we just kind of addressed that, like I'd rather have Lavoie play 18, 22 minutes a night in Bakersfield for however long he needs to be there.
And he may as well be back tomorrow or whenever Nemo goes down.
He could be, yeah.
Very well could be. Yeah.
And additionally, Tyler addressed it slightly there too, but like you need your bottom 6 forwards to have a role outside of 5-on-5.
Yes.
And Lavoie isn't playing on the penalty kill and he's not playing on the power play.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time almost for him to be here, and we can yell and scream about how the Oilers need to develop young players. Ken Holland literally said he doesn't, don't have time for green bananas or whatever he said. Like, Lavoie is a green banana, and we say overvaluing our players. And there was a player the other day that Bob Stoffer mentioned that we looked up, the New York Rangers guy.
No, the Sabre.
Was it a Sabre?
He was a Sabre.
I can't remember
I
what
already
the
forget his
name
name.
was. And he had a great AHL career, a season. He was like 23.
Yeah, same, more or less same amount of
Never
goals.
heard of him. I'd never heard of him.
Sabres fans were probably like, ooh, why are we risking this guy?
Yeah, and it's just like, no, like every other team in the NHL has their own problems, and they're not too concerned about a guy who has never played an NHL game yet. You look at the guys who were claimed, like Lassie Thompson, for example, claimed twice. Yeah, former first round pick. You're gonna take a swing at that guy.
AJ Greer, like bottom six guy who knows how to play that role really well, gets claimed.
Johnston in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Exactly. He has a role in the NHL established for himself. Lavoie, nobody knows what he's gonna be. And when we look back at it too, Lavoie had one really good preseason game. One. And that night, up until the third period, he had played like 7 minutes.
Is it still a rule if you pick up a guy off waivers, you can't put him back on waivers into your own AHL team as well? You have to play him.
That's only
for
if
X amount of
there's
time.
I think it's only if multiple teams claim him.
So Ottawa, I'll use the Lassie Thompson example. Ottawa put Lassie Thompson on waivers. Anaheim claimed him.
Yeah.
He's got to stay with your NHL team.
Yeah, you can't put him on. You can't throw him down to your AHL team.
Anaheim put him on waivers. So Ottawa claimed him back.
Yeah.
If Ottawa was the only team to put in a claim, they can then put him in the minors.
Is that only after he comes back again?
Yeah, on his way back. If no other team puts in a claim and you're reclaiming a player who you've recently lost, and you're the only team who wants him, you can put him in the minors. It's very confusing. It's a whole thing. But the other thing I wanted to get to with the Lavoie thing is Ken Holland took this risk, a gamble. I'll acknowledge it as a gamble, but it paid off and it worked. He read the market right. He thought he could get the player through and he did. And yet people freak the hell out on Twitter and are like, oh yeah, got lucky, Kenny. You got lucky. And it's like, okay, so we never give credit now, right? Like that's kind of the way it is. And if you do, you just have people on Twitter yelling and calling you a bootlicker.
Corporate
and it's
shill.
like,
What shell though?
yeah, like a OEG shill. And it's like, you can just like applaud some stuff that Ken Holland's done, right? Like he got Lavoie through waivers. Now Lavoie can work on his game in the minors and come up at any point and be potentially the first call up, even though it sounds like he's not even the first call
Well,
up.
the funny part about it is like if you defend Ken Holland, sometimes you're considered a shill or whatever, but then that ignores the hundreds of times that people say, you guys are the most negative website on the internet. I was like, nah, whatever.
Can't please everybody.
I want to hear from you. Owen Radio Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. What do you think about the waivers kerfuffle?
Yeah. So what were our answers? Scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, I said 3 or maybe a 2.
Question again, how surprised were we cleared?
Yeah, that he cleared.
2 or 3.
I'll say
I'm
4.5.
gonna say 4.
Yeah.
Honestly, like a 1. Like I just didn't really expect it after seeing him play in the preseason and the way waves had gone.
I
was very curious though when Noom was rolling around.
Maybe 4 is even high, just because like as I saw the list of players going down that day, I went, oh well, there's a lot of guys here.
Remember those guys on PTOs last year? Everyone's like, oh, we should have brought him in, and then like half of them, maybe one of them ended up sticking with that team.
Sonny Milano would have been awesome.
Sonny Milano would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been
What was your
Remember we were like that last year?
What was your number for us, bro?
My number was a 2 because, like I said, I put out the feeler and I only heard from Canadians and Avalanche fans that even heard.
Oh, that was just like on Reddit. That's what they said.
Yeah, that was it.
For our friends at Century Mile, I promise you it's a good time. We went a couple of weeks ago for Oilersnation Night at the track, and it was the best. If you were looking for something to do, they are racing them ponies all the way up until New Year's Eve, and I promise you're going to have a good time. Bring yourself a sharpened pencil, bring yourself a monocle, grab yourself one of those visor caps, start putting some lines together.
Probably a booklet.
You could have a booklet.
I feel like everyone there has like a booklet in their back pocket.
And they roll it.
You got to
No, 100%. You have to roll that thing out. You pull it out and you maybe look at the horse. You give it a little read of the description. That's what I've seen on TV anyways.
Century Mile, racetrack and casino. I promise you're going to have a good time out there. Go watch the ponies. Maybe have a couple of spins downstairs. Maybe.
Who says no?
Not me.
Everybody says yes. Everybody says yes. I got to tell you, when I was walking through the casino to go back to my car after our event, there's the craps tables. They were calling to me like a beacon. They were calling me. It is time to get to our preseason predictions because the Edmonton Oilers kick off their season tomorrow. So why not put our predictions on paper to see how we do?
Why not?
I feel like this year we need to do a better job of keeping track of these predictions.
I'm going to write them down.
Tyler's going to write them down. We're going to put them on
We did do a review last year.
Did we?
Yep.
All right. Well, that's an improvement where I thought we were going to go. Tyler, what do you got? How are we starting off the Edmonton Oilers season prediction episode of Oilersnation Radio?
So we got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 predictions. 6 of them are individual. One of them is a team one at the end. So let's start with the big guy. Let's start with number 97, Connor McDavid. How many goals and points for Connor McDavid this year? Predict his stat line.
Okay. I have to reverse engineer because I think he's going to do 152 points. He did 153 last year. I think he's doing 152 because he's going to hit the 1,000 career point plateau. How does he get there now? I'm going to say if it's 152 points, I'm going to go 50 goals, 102 assists.
Wow. So no 60 goals again for Connor, huh?
Nope. I think he's going to be feeding Leon for Leon to win his first Rocket Richard of his career.
Oh, that is a good prediction. I like that one.
I'm with you on that one. I was kind of on your wavelength there, Bag Milk. I have McDavid getting 60 goals and 169 points.
Nice.
I think the Apple train is coming this year.
109 assists then, huh?
Yes.
All right.
Would that be the first time since Jumbo Joe to break the century mark for assists? I would think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Wasn't that season hilarious? Like he had something like 19 goals or something and 120 assists. I don't remember what it was. I feel like
it's something outrageous.
it was the reverse Cy Young.
Most assists in a season since the year 2000. Oh, it's 96 actually is Thornton's mark. So no one's even done it this century.
Come on, Connor, we believe.
Yeah.
I'll go with, I think he scores 64 goals, that's how many he had last year, right?
Yeah.
64. So we'll say 65. 65 goals, and we'll say 105 assists.
So 169 points.
Yes.
Same as Dan.
Nice.
I can hop in next year. I think he's going to beat his goal total from last year and finish with 66 goals, but he will come in just under the century mark for assists with 99 for a total of 165 points. I think he's hunting for 2 points a game this year. I think that's the mark.
I remember last year, or no, not last year, 2 years ago, maybe when we were doing this. And I think Dan was the high side at like 100 and
That was the 56 game season. This guy's throwing out numbers all over into the triple digits. Like, man, I love you and I love him, but there ain't no chance that's
I
happening.
wish we could play that clip back.
Good Lord.
Good.
You're really
Yep.
Yeah.
What else you got? What's next?
Rick didn't go.
I will go 63, 99. Yeah, it's 152. 155, sorry.
Who gets the highest?
What?
63.
That's 162, Rick.
Yeah, 162.
Okay.
Who had the most?
Bunch of mathematicians on this podcast.
Yeah.
Math. I think it's you and I, Liam, at 169.
Oh, you had 769 as well?
I did.
Well,
Nice.
it seems like you copied
I
my
think it's
sheet a lot.
hilarious.
It's true, actually. But I said it first.
I think it's so funny that I'm the low guy at 152.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Gross.
If he
crazy
stays
that
healthy,
you
you
don't believe
can't.
him.
You don't want to be the one lowballing him. Is always the
I'll never bet against him.
152 is still so many points.
I know. That's why I'm going to be happy when he soars past it.
Yeah.
What's next?
Next up, you guys kind of touched on it. Leon Draisaitl goals for the year. Rick.
60.
Ooh.
What did he get last year?
50 some.
52 last year.
I'll say 53.
I was going to say 54.
All right. BM down.
66.
Oh,
I'm going first Rocket Richard trophy of his career at 62.
62. I had a bold prediction on ON every day today that we get 460 goal scorers in the NHL this year, but I did not have Draisaitl as one of them.
When is the
I don't
last
know if
time
he's that guy.
two teammates both scored 60?
Never.
February?
Who were your four?
Connor,
Right?
Matthews.
Okay.
Nate and Drouin.
No, Rantanen was 3.
Wow.
Because he had like 55 last year.
Yeah, and I think I had Pasta still scoring it.
Interesting.
No, sorry, Jack Hughes, not Pasta. Jack Hughes is my 4. Mega season from Hughes.
I think that last year, this is just my thought process on this one. Last year, Connor got his Rocket Richard. You know he was gunning for it, whether he would say it or not. This year, he's got it under his belt. I think he's looking for his boy Leon to get his first Rocket Richard.
That's why I'm thinking.
I think they have bigger aspirations
100%.
and wider views.
I
So they're
agree.
not worried about as much the individuals as they are about the team. So I can see their
Totally agree with you, but on the way to that destination, the journey is 62 goals for Leon Draisaitl.
I dig it.
Let's go. Tyler, what's next?
Next up for us, total points for Evan Bouchard.
Oh,
I think I said, what did I say on your show the other day? 70?
yeah, I think.
Yeah. Carter Hutton, former NHL goalie, came on our show today and said north of 80, which I think is high. I'm going to say I can go for 73.
I'm going 72. So there you go.
I'm going 70. Are we splitting it or just a points prediction?
Points prediction. Just point. 70?
Yep.
What'd you say, Liam?
72.
72.
I remember.
In tribute to Nick Bukestad.
I'm saying 65.
65.
It was a hell of a season.
Yeah.
BM said 70. And Rick?
77.
77. A little ode to Paul Coffey.
Hey, there you go.
Bailoff.
That's who you should be.
If
I thought really big of him once.
If we're saying he's going to score this many points, it's probably in the Norris conversation then, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Unless Carlson goes and gets 100 again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can be in the conversation without really being
In the conversation.
in
the vote.
Yeah.
Like if you're I think you'll see him in the top 5 or 6 of voting. I don't know if he gets to go to Vegas, sit in the Sphere. But
Were they doing the award show this year?
I think
there was a rumor. I don't know if they're doing it or not, but I think
that
it'd be
rumor.
crazy as hell. I'll be your cameraman if you need any help there, Tyler, by the way.
Yeah, you want to come down?
Fucking, I'll be the towel guy on the brow. No problem. I got you.
Yeah, I just, again, it's tough to even like figure, it's not Connor McDavid level, but it's tough to figure out a number for Bouchard just because you're sitting there going, what's he going to be like on this power play for a full year?
What was the number last year?
He had 40 points.
40 points?
Yeah.
40 points, 8 goals.
Yeah, you're going to see a bit of a...
And when you look at D-men last year, like obviously Erik Karlsson, like he's not doing an Erik Karlsson type season, but that next rung down was Morrissey, Hughes, Hamilton, Montour, Dahlin, Heiskanen, and Fox all had 70 plus points. Not that he is of the caliber of those guys as a complete player, but all we're talking about here is offensive production. He can do that offensive production because the leader of that group in power play points had 34. Hughes and Heiskanen. Bouchard might get 40 power play points this year. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Don't forget, he is becoming a better, more all-around defenseman too, right? You're getting a little bit older. You're going to see. Yeah. This is why I never got upset with him being like a little too calm and cool in his own end.
It's worth mentioning that in 61 games, Tyson Barrie had 43 points in that position. So Bouchard in there for a full year now. What can he do?
He's going to put up some 5-on-5 too.
And I don't think of Bouchard as being like the person that's going to stir the drink, obviously, on that power play. He's just going to
He's the middle guy, and there just happens to be a guy who has a bomb who gets to shoot.
Vacuum up some of the...
That is the Sheldon Surrey position.
There you go.
But a much better passer.
Yes.
Up next.
No offense, Sheldon.
We ready to go?
Got a big shot from the point, though.
Yeah.
He was also big sexy.
Remember Jason Garrison's one really good power play season with like Florida, and everyone's like, whoa, next Surrey. And they're like, no, he's not that good.
It was Jay Downton.
That was Jay Downton.
BM, this one's for you. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins points coming off that 100+ point season. I think we're all predicting a dip for Nuge, but I'm intrigued to see.
I don't remember. I've said my number before, but I don't remember what I said.
I think you kind of said like 75 is good.
I thought we just said it was going to be he wasn't going to do the same thing. It was going to be less points because we were talking about who's the biggest
dip or something.
Yeah, something
I'm going to
like
go
that.
75.
I'll go 78. I think he'll get close to point a game, but not quite be there. Again, for all these
season.
Yeah. For all these, I'm assuming it's an 82 game season for these guys. I'm not like projecting guys to miss 10 games. So I'll say 78 for Nuge.
85.
85, So you're still crushing a point a game.
Yep.
I think, and like the reason he can do it is because of how much time he gets on the power play.
Yeah.
That second line's going to be better this year
Second
too,
line's
especially
gonna be
if
great
they,
too. Like
yeah.
the top 6 is fucking legit this year.
That's fair.
I'm saying 81.
81. So we're all kind of in the same ballpark here. Liam, you getting weird with it?
Yeah, I'll get a little jiggy with it. I think he gets 96.
You think he's doing it again? Almost.
Yeah, I know all my numbers are extremely high. But
Liam is bullish on the Oilers.
One of them's got a hit.
I just think this top 6 is so much better with a healthy Evander Kane and Connor Brown is back. Nugent Hopkins is going to play with some great players all season. He's on that power play. The power play is arguably better than last season with a full year of Bouchard. Like, why can't he have 50 points on the power play again?
Good. Absolutely could.
Yeah, it's just, again, this power play, you never know.
And yeah, those numbers are all extremely. I probably
Liam is also angling. He's sucking up to me right now.
Smart
He's
man.
angling for a raise.
looking for something.
yeah that season.
Evander Kane is next up on our list of players to predict. He is.
We going goals or points?
Just straight goals. All I care about is goals when it comes to Mr. 9-1 or whatever we call it.
32.
Last year he had 41 games, 28 points.
28 points?
16 goals.
16 goals.
What's his career goals?
30.
Sorry?
302.
What's his career goals in a season? Sorry.
30.
Oh, his career high. Sorry. 30 in 2018-19 with the Sharks.
He also had 153 power play minutes that year. Wowza. That's crazy.
He's a feisty boy.
yeah.
So last year, if he would have played every game, he played like a
32
goal pace. Yeah.
That's what I'm going with 32.
You're saying just dead on 32?
Sticking to 32.
I'm going to say he goes a little bit up than that because, again, even when he came back, he didn't look like himself. I think maybe a
Yeah,
little
but you see
motivated.
that shot last game?
Yeah, a little motivated coming off the...
You see the celebration after that goal too?
No, I don't remember.
I think that was a little bit like, okay, you just felt good. You don't get that excited about a preseason goal, especially a guy like him. I think he felt really good about it because it was a long distance shot and he felt good about the shot. And he's like, okay, you know what? That felt good.
Damn it, Rick, you convinced me to go up.
Yes,
I'll say
sir.
36.
I'm going to go 33 as a tribute to Marty McSorley.
Shout out. Dan and Liam?
31.
Ooh, you're a little under on him.
Well, I feel like my point totals otherwise are pretty high. So I gotta find-
Someone's got to not have a career year.
I will say, he's such an awkward one because he has no power play time, but he's very productive.
How dare you? He'll get those
PP2?
15 seconds at the end of
He
PP2.
had one power play goal this season.
See?
Yeah, because he was hurt for so long.
No,
Okay,
I know,
so he was on pace for 2.
I'll say he gets 30. I'll go 30.
Just dead on 30.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you. All right. Next one, let's go to the crease, boys. Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner save percentages this year.
Combined?
Just separate. Yeah, just how much for Jack, how much for Skinner?
I'll start on Jack. I'm going to go 910.
Ooh, that's
His career average, 910. Give it to me.
Did you see the news from today?
No.
Skinner was in the starting crease.
That was the news I was referring to.
Yeah, but starters crease at the home rink.
I'm just saying.
So I
I'm
think
just
he's
saying.
getting the home start. And
Well,
exactly-
that is changing your mind, sir. If we go back to, we discussed this in the room across the hall.
Yeah, and I said Jack starts game 1,
Yep.
Stu starts the home opener.
Yeah, but I think Stu is going to start Wednesday.
What Tyler is saying is that he's in the home net.
He's in the home starters
So
crease.
therefore, he's going to be the home starter.
And then tomorrow, when it's time to practice on the road, Jack will be in the
So
road.
technically, Jack is in the away starters net for an away game tomorrow.
That's how we're doing this. 9-10, that's aggressive. I'm going to go a hair down. I'm going to say Jack bounces back to a nice 904 save percentage this year.
The answer is 907.
907, and why is that the answer?
That's pretty obvious, no?
Because it's not your answer.
No.
Oh, yeah. I had nothing nice to back it up. I was just going with that.
Because he believes he's
I feel like BM caught on to that one.
Dan, you got your
I'm going
Jack.
to say 909. Just,
all
I
right.
think he's right back to average, but I won't copy bag milk straight up.
909. Cool.
This is just Campbell.
Just Campbell to start. You can do both right now if you want.
You could start us off on the Skinner right afterwards.
Yep.
I will say
Here we go.
906 for Jack Campbell. And I will say 918
Oh,
Stu.
Holy
One thinks he's gonna
Dinah.
regress.
What a snake draft here. You got to go 2 in a row.
I say 902 for Stu.
Oh,
I think a slight regression, but still winnable.
goalies who played 30 plus games last year, only 9 had a save percentage above 918.
well, make it 10. Maybe.
1 out, 1 in.
Dan, what?
2 is what I say.
902? You think Stuart Skinner's going to be bad this year?
I don't think he's going to be as good as Jack. No.
902 of goalies who played 30 games would rank him 22nd.
Oof.
That'd be a pretty big step back.
I thought I saw a rank out there right now where he's like the 9th goaltender.
I don't know if I'd have him 9, but
I don't know what the basis was or anything like that, but
914 last year. I'm going to say hair down. I'll say Skinner finishes with a 912. I think is a nice number there. Maybe a hair of a regression in the sophomore season, but overall not bad.
914.
914 back to back.
913 for me, career average.
All right. I like that his career average though is just factoring in like the one game against San Jose or whatever.
It works for me.
They all work. They all count.
Works for me. What's next, Tyler?
Up next, it's I think we're all predicting the Oilers to win their division. I think we're all predicting them to win the West. It's an Oilers Nation podcast. How many points did they finish the regular season with? 109 last year.
114. I don't know how that
I'm going to price is right. I'm at 115. I think that having Campbell bounce back is going to eliminate 5 losses right there.
I'll say, Price is Right you. I'm going 116.
Oh, no.
Screw all of you. 120.
120, Rick.
How does the math on that? Obviously, it's a 60-win season.
So yeah, like 55
And 10.
something in 10.
57 something in 6. Even that's a little hefty.
Yeah, they should be good.
I'm
OT.
into it.
57 something in 6.
We're going to have to avoid that.
57, 19 and 6.
You know what?
That's a hell of a record. Did they only lose 20 games this year?
That's not crazy. It's the 6th that really gets me more than anything else.
Yeah, they can't be dropping those games in OT.
No.
I think they win the Pacific at 107 points. I think that the Pacific is going to have some messy point totals, but they're all going to be in those hundreds.
I think it's because all the teams there's more good teams than bad teams.
I think there's more average teams.
There's a
than
lot of
good
middle ground
teams.
teams.
It's competitive.
But
I don't think
teams are.
And I don't think though, like the Oilers should, and I know it's really, you can't win all your games, but they should beat all those teams.
Like last year, Jack Campbell lost twice to the fucking Anaheim Ducks. Not happening again.
We should beat all those teams.
Yes.
It's true.
So I'm also just going to go out here. I don't know if this is part of it or not, but I'm going to also predict the old Presidente.
Oh, no.
See, and I don't want that one.
No, I'm good.
I don't think the Oilers are.
I think a team in the East is going to feast on some shithead.
We're the
East is
best.
one.
We are the best team in the league right now.
I mean, I like it. I don't care about the President's Trophy though.
I just don't.
No, I don't care about it, but they're gonna be top of the league. They're not gonna give two shits about it. They've all got their own little fucking individuals.
With it.
No.
Just they leave off the ice.
Yeah.
And there's Gary by himself.
Yeah.
Hey,
Or Bill. Is it Bill or Gary?
it's usually Bill, I think. Right?
It sounds like you're just choosing random names
or do
there.
they
Bring
split
Bill out for most things, and then if they're going to get booed, then it's Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, that's Gary's. I mean, allegedly, in my opinion, it's his kink.
He knows.
A lot of those commissions like it. Goodell's a big fan of it too.
Wahoo!
Are we doing league predictions?
Yeah, you had. Yeah, sure.
You know why? Because you already made a graphic.
That's what we were doing.
He's been scrambling to make graphics this entire time for the rest of the show.
Can I actually, before we get to that quickly,
Can he show you?
I
another
saw
graphic he made?
something on the interweb that was, don't look, Dan.
Okay.
Oh,
The cheapest single ticket for a home opener. I want to take.
Is this resale or was this like
USD or CDN?
market value?
It says data via TickPick.
So
I don't
it-
know. Someone put it on Twitter. And
So probably a resale website then.
So yeah, probably. No, I don't know. Whatever.
What's the high price right now?
The high price is just over $200, and the lowest price is under $20.
So USD.
Who do you think is the highest, and who do you think is the lowest?
I think the Coyotes are the highest.
Chicago.
The highest.
Yeah.
I can see Chicago being the highest.
Okay, Rick.
The highest. I mean, I'd like to say up, but Toronto.
Dan, what
Actually,
did you
I
say?
have insider info, and I don't think I haven't looked at this, but I have for some reason I've heard it's Columbus. Columbus has a pricey ticket.
No, it's not Columbus. It is the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh.
Terrible.
Oh, the cup banner raising.
Columbus was the fourth cheapest. Anyone want to guess what the cheapest was?
Florida.
Okay,
The New York Islanders.
Islanders. Rick.
I just assume Panthers fans don't.
San
care
Jose
until
Sharks.
April.
Okay, Rick. What's your guess?
My guess is gonna be somewhere on the.
Which state has a hockey team and also a handful of NFL teams? Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with San Jose though.
It is Florida. $19.
Woohoo!
I don't know. This seems weird.
Yeah, no kidding. They were just in the fucking final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't give a
Yeah,
shit
but they
till
didn't.
April.
Did they have the full attendance for the finals?
They look pretty good. They look
sorry.
better than fucking Ottawa did a couple years ago.
That is the cheapest ticket you can buy,
Oh,
not the most expensive ticket. So the most expensive, cheapest ticket is Vegas, and the cheapest ticket is Florida.
Man,
Well, yeah.
they're really upset with them for losing, eh?
Oilers cheapest ticket you can buy, $122,
Reasonable.
which is not too bad. Calgary, $31.
Calgary was kind of my
Second last.
sleeper one in the back of my mind. I'm like, I could see their tickets being very cheap.
Frankly, they should be paying you to go to the Saddle Dome. It is a dump.
There is more teams who have tickets under $100 than teams who have tickets over $100.
Smart. Good job, NHL.
Yeah.
Tells you the league's growing.
Yep.
I'm going to spend all my money on the Jeff Jackson jambalaya, so that's what I save my pennies for.
So do we want to predict the standings in the Pacific?
Yes.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm just going to run through them. Is that what you want?
Yep.
Yep. Graphics up.
All right. Graphic is up right now, so I'm going to go number 1, Oilers. Number 2, Golden Knights. Number 3, Kings. Number 4, Flams. Number 5, Kraken. Number 6, Canucks. Number 7, Sharks. Number 8, Ducks.
There you have it.
Okay. Can I see BM's board one more time?
Yep. Oh, no.
Interesting.
Spoil it.
Edmonton, Vegas, LA. Okay, that all makes sense. Yeah. You have the Kraken in, San Jose above Anaheim. Okay. I see you.
All right.
Who's going next?
Sees you. Who's next?
I can go because you already showed mine.
Okay. Dan.
My picks are the Oilers. I've got the Flames in coming in second. I think Huberdeau is going to have a huge year this year, and I unfortunately think Markstrom's going to come back to his normal self. Then I got Vegas. I've got the Canucks over the Kings. I think the Kings goaltending is going to be an issue, and that's also why I have
You mean the Kraken over the Kings?
No, I have the Canucks,
That's
Kings,
not what you
Kraken,
said.
Ducks, and Sharks. That's literally what I
Okay.
sent to you. I'm looking at the message I sent you. So,
Damn it.
so unlike the graphic, what it says, I have the Oilers, Flames, Knights, Canucks, Kings, Kraken, Ducks, Sharks.
Well, no one saw that graphic anyway.
Okay.
Next.
I'm actually not totally against the Kings slipping down the standings a
I
little
just
bit.
think their goaltending question marks
Yep.
are enough. And I also think that about the Kraken. I think Grubauer
Yep.
is just a joke.
More like Grubauer.
Hey.
All right. Throw me up there, Liam.
Here you go.
Hopefully they're right.
Oilers right.
Hopefully that's right.
I'm pretty chalky, but I have Edmonton winning. Vegas, LA will just play hard enough and they're skilled enough to overcome it, but they won't be. I'll go ahead and say there's like a 6-point at least drop off from Vegas down to LA. And that's kind of the start of that next tier. I have both Calgary and Vancouver getting in. I have Calgary getting in. I have Vancouver being the closest team to miss within a couple of points, because I do have 4 getting in from the Central now. And then I got Kraken, Ducks, Sharks. I think the Sharks are going to be just miserable
You
this
have
year.
the exact same thing outside of Kraken and Canucks for flip.
Yeah. But I don't have either of those two teams making the playoffs. I think 4 from each division.
Okay, Rick. Give him heck.
All right, man. We got the Oilers at number 1.
Yep.
And I think they have enough right now to hold on to number 2. So Vegas is going to stay there. I don't see anybody beating LA quite yet. I do think the Kraken will be the 4th. I don't think Calgary is going to take that big of a step. And I don't think Vancouver's ready to take that step. Huberdeau is not the type of guy to drag a team. He's not.
Huberdeau.
Hey.
That's not what he is, right? He was riding shotgun with Barkov over there in Florida and got a lot of, I don't know,
A lot of power play
pancake
production,
points
yeah.
out there. You know,
Blake
yeah.
Coleman fan is what you're saying.
Who?
Blake Coleman, their second left winger.
So then we go to Vancouver, Anaheim, and San Jose.
I think Anaheim at least has like the youthfulness where like they might go on some fun runs and
They
like
have a chance
do
to-
some stuff. San Jose just sucks, man. They're so bad.
I can see Anaheim going up a little bit higher, but
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
I think LA to Anaheim, those 5 teams, you can actually just kind of place them wherever.
Yeah.
I think you've got the first 2 and you've got the last, and then the rest of them are kind of, but they're average teams. There might be a little bit above average, but they're not going to be pushing for anything in the playoffs. That's for sure.
I think Anaheim is interesting because it was only like 2 years ago they were pretty decent, right? Like they were actually trying to push for a playoff spot, and everyone's like, they're going to take a massive jump. Then they absolutely crapped the pants last season.
So they did exactly what
Just because Dallas Aikens is gone.
Yeah.
they did exactly what Ottawa has done.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close.
And I know Tyler doesn't agree with this, but I kind of see, maybe you have to prove me wrong first, but I can see the Devils doing that too.
Taking a step back.
I
No,
agree.
but just not taking that step that everybody
That
thinks.
next-
That was
big
my
jump.
bold prediction.
Because they have,
Sorry, bud.
it's different to play with pressure, right?
Yeah, it is.
Different to
And
beat the dogs. Yeah.
expectations.
Didn't the Oilers do this in 2017?
We did this a
That's
couple
good-
times.
Good line.
Yeah. Okay, my prediction. Here we go. The Edmonton Oilers,
Oh, come
Calgary
on.
Flames, Vegas Golden
No way.
Knights, LA Kings, Seattle Kraken, Vancouver, Anaheim, and San Jose.
Calgary, really?
Yes.
I feel like they're gonna ride that mojo. Just vibes.
What mojo?
Their blue line is legit.
Yeah.
Markstrom and Vladar. Markstrom was basically the only thing that's
Forward group
not
is
the only
somewhat
thing,
deep.
but yeah, like Huberdeau, I think he'll be better, but I don't even think he's their best forward. I think
Who's their
Elias
best forward?
Lindholm is their best forward. So I think with that in mind, like Huberdeau's going to be better. He's not going to have 50 points again. I don't think he's as good as some people make him out to be. I actually think he's only just slightly better than Nugent Hopkins, to be honest.
First.
And then, sorry, just to close it out quickly, Vegas and LA, I just question their goaltending a little bit too much. And I have the Kraken and Kings both making the playoffs and Vancouver missing because that place is an absolute hellhole.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Calgary is last year, like everything went wrong. And there was the Sutter thing and the goaltending and Huberdeau's frustrations, and they weren't playing the young kids, all of that. And they missed the playoffs by like 2 points. Like it came right down to the wire. If they get better goaltending, what's that worth? 4 to 6 points? At least. If the vibes with Sutter being gone lead to Huberdeau's production going up 10, 15 points, what's that worth? A couple more points in the standings. If they let the young kids play and the young kids are good, like Peltier and all them could be. Coronado appears to be sick. Then what's that worth? A couple more points? Like all of a sudden you can kind of piece together how like, oh shit, they might be a 100-point team next year.
They
might. Not a lock, but they might.
They have a very good top 9.
It's pretty balanced.
Yeah, it's very well balanced. They need more stars, I guess you could say, in the top 6, like having your second liners as Coronado and what's this guy's name? Yegor Sharangovich. Close. Not bad.
No, I think that's what we should call him up in the rest of the season.
That's the new segment. We're just going to have Liam read names and we figure out who's
totally different person.
Label it what we mentioned before.
Yeah. That's the new signature.
And they have it. Pacific Division. Sorry, I had 2 wildcard teams. You had
just one. I have Winnipeg getting in on the other side.
We only said to discuss the divisional.
I don't know how many teams from the Pacific are getting in.
I'll go with 4.
Okay, so then you have probably Dallas, Mini, Colorado, and then one of St. Louis or Winnipeg getting in on the other side.
Yes.
I have 4 too.
Kings and Kraken could be better than St. Louis. So I think the top 3 in the other one is probably Dallas, Minnesota, Winnipeg now.
Not Mini?
By the way, I was surprised to see the
not Colorado
contracts for Hellebuck and Scheifele. I thought they were both gone for show.
Dude, that's like an absolute stunner.
Yeah.
Now are we talking good or bad?
I think it's fine. I think it's good for the Jets organization to be like, look, people will commit here. American-born players will play here. All that stuff.
Wasn't Scheifele not a distraction, but to have like a bit of an Eeyore type of cloud over him on last year?
Well, maybe now that he is very, 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 very rich, and not just very, very, very rich, maybe that'll go away.
Was that 3 varies each time though?
No, 4 than 3. Okay. No one listened back.
I don't know. I think there's a time when they probably should have looked at moving on from them and not starting a full-on rebuild, but you can go get a 24-year-old and you go get something like that and kind of rebuild that way. I just don't think that retreading these tires is the best option for them right now.
I think they tried to move on and then they just didn't get what they wanted. And then now they got the package for Dubois and it was like, okay, well, we actually have 3 legit players from this deal now.
Yeah.
Hellebuck was always going to be difficult to move because superstar goalies just don't get moved. Like, what was the last one? I think I asked this months ago.
Like Fleury at the deadline, but Luongo in terms of like dealt off-season kind of thing.
Like someone even said like to go back all the way to like, was it Thomas
Vokoun.
Like,
was he traded?
Yeah, to
Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, so Scheifele, I don't like him. I think after that hit on, was it Jake Evans? I feel like that's when his career is just like, that was his heel turn. And
it's still one of the most watched clips from hockey fights ever.
Well, go watch it again.
But I'm with Tyler there on that though. Like for Winnipeg, for any Canadian franchise, but Winnipeg, Calgary, Edmonton, like they're all trying to buck that trend right now of nobody wants to play there. So not Edmonton, obviously, but
I don't think we have.
You got to put yourself in Shovel Dale's shoes too. Like he probably just gave himself another 3 years on the job. Because if he lets those guys walk and goes into a rebuild, frustration sets in, and like the GM who takes you into a rebuild usually doesn't live to see the end of it. So Hellebuck's managing for his life too.
But he's also
Shovel Day off.
Yeah,
and Hellebuck.
But we just saw this with Calgary. Well, and it may not have been the great, like obviously their first season after moving on from those 2 big players, it did not work out so well, right? The whole Tkachuk trade did not work for them last year.
No, but I would say that.
So I just think going into that type of rebuild with these guys is You guys, they're going to be super duper old when they get to the end of their contracts.
It's stability for the franchise. Again, I don't think that we're talking about the Winnipeg Jets as like a Stanley Cup champion.
So if they left, do you think the team's going to go?
Do I? No, but I don't think that they're.
I think they're going to go because Mitzi's closed.
I think
They should.
I think they'll have.
I think those two guys signed because they can't figure out how to get the hell out of the city because there's no damn airport.
Right.
If those guys left, you're going to have a harder time bringing in free agents again and again. It's just going to continue for them.
But
I was happy for Jets fans, to be honest.
Yeah, how could you not be?
You know,
Yeah.
17
they already
million.
lost Mitzi's.
Again, it's not a cup winning championship, or to me, that's not a cup winning recipe, but it's fine for winning.
4 at a time, they got into cabs and they all celebrated.
4 at a time.
Only 4 though.
Poor fifth guy had to stand outside.
That roster is pretty good though. Like Scheifele and Hellebuck still very, very good. Scheifele scored 40 goals last year. Cal Connor, if Nick Ehlers is healthy, throw him in the mix. Young guy like Perfetti takes a step forward. Josh Morrissey's good. Like,
Lowry's good. I like Lowry.
yeah.
They have 17 million next season in cap.
They turned Dubois into
And they did. And so they have 17 million in cap
Legit
next
depth.
season, and they have everybody re-signed besides Nino Niederreiter, Cole Perfetti, and then like Dylan Dubé and Dylan DeMello. Dylan Dubé, is that what I said?
Yep.
And
Who's he?
Dylan
Why not?
DeMello, he's on
I
Cal.
meant to say Brendan Dillon.
Who's he?
There you go.
Dylan Dubé. Who's he?
Season starts tonight. Giddy up.
Let's go.
Season's
1
not
hour
an
and 2
hour.
minutes.
Holy shit, yeah.
I want to tell you about tomorrow, though. We got our season launch party coming up at Greta downtown tomorrow. Tickets still available. We're going to be raising some money for kids sports. So you'll know that you're partying on a Wednesday night for a good cause. And we have got 15 pairs of tickets to give away to a certain thing that's happening around the end of the month at a place where a football team plays. Won't tell you which one.
And you can
Pretty
buy
sure you can
additional
figure it
tickets when you get there.
You can buy additional raffle tickets when you get there. Improve your odds. Get to that game that's happening at the place.
$2 hot dogs.
$2 glizzies. You can be a glizzy gobbler. And
Couple of soul
fun
songs.
treats. You get to see Liam and Tyler wearing some very sassy outfits.
right.
More on that tomorrow.
You got to wait to see it. You got to be there. Get your tickets, nationgear.ca. A couple of housekeeping items before I debut a new bag milk trivia game for you. I've been waiting so patiently. Bo Akey signed his 3-year ELC today with a $950,000 AAV. Shout out to Bo Akey. A lot of fans are very high on him. We wish him the best with the Denver Broncos. Where does he play?
Barry Colts.
There you go.
Just go on the other side of the continent. You'll find him.
The other CHL team, like the Denver Broncos.
The other thing I want to mention is both Ekholm and Kulak are skating with the main group today. We still don't know whether they're going to play tomorrow night against Vancouver, but they're skating today.
They're playing.
I assume they're playing, but we'll shall see.
McLeod is playing.
McLeod
Yeah,
is
he's-
in. I've got the forward line combos from Jason Gregor, Soft J. First line. Let me know how you feel about it. Kane McDavid Brown.
Decent.
It's a lot of jam on 97's wings.
Nuge Draisaitl Hyman.
Woo!
I thought they were okay together, if I'm remembering correctly last year. Like
think
that
so.
seems like it should be good.
Third line, you've got Holloway, McLeod, Fogel. I like that.
That line has speed
Fast.
to burn.
I think
Fast.
that line's got potential to
Yeah.
make some noise. And then your final two for tomorrow are Janmark and Derek Ryan.
Should be Brad Malone.
Yeah, Mark and Ryan, that's 2 serviceable 4th line wingers.
So what that tells me is the top 6 are going to get a lot of minutes tomorrow.
You'll be circling those 3 centermen through them too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and probably 7 D men tomorrow, or someone's getting recalled because Niemelainen is healthy and can be waived. I don't know.
From Jason Gregor, Ryan McLeod will play tomorrow. Others will either play 11-6 or 11-7, depending on Ekholm and Kulak.
Classic.
Did it again today, and I'd expect both could play tomorrow.
Do you remember the last time they were in Vancouver? What happened?
Nope.
It was the Bruce Boudreau farewell game, and
Bruce, there he was.
We made him quit.
that was just a crazy little story that
That was
was
a
kind of forgotten.
weird game.
A man that knew he was getting fired at the end of the day was just there and just.
And I just
did it.
remember him soaking
Made
it
him work
all
for like
in.
2 extra weeks.
Yeah, it was absolutely. I've never seen anything like.
They're like, Rick Tocchet, he's going to be the new coach. When are you going to announce it? Let's
Well,
go with
he's
17 days from now. Bruce, keep at the job. Don't worry.
He's got to give his employer 2 weeks notice.
Good point. Yeah. TNT's
Bruce
like,
is
sorry,
just
we
like-
can't let you go yet.
Bruce is just standing there like a good soldier, fielding bullets for a horrible hockey team.
That was an awful thing to watch.
The other news coming out of Vancouver, Connor Garland has been granted, or his agent has been granted permission to go seek a trade if he can find one.
So that team is exploding from within before
And even
the puck just dropped.
the Elias Lindholm thing too. Pedersen. God damn it, these names. Elias Pedersen.
You want that?
Which one?
Which one though? The good one or the other one?
Good one.
Ah.
They, him and Vancouver are like committed to a future together.
Yeah, there's like some question marks about if they're willing to make a long-term commitment to each other. Like both sides are kind of like,
Well, it's because last season Pedersen said something, right? He was basically not so many words, said he's not fully committed until he sees what the team does. Similar to what Elias Lindholm was kind of doing in Calgary in a way, right? And now Vancouver apparently has come out and said, well, we're not committed either, which is always a good thing to do to your best player.
Yeah.
That's what I do in most breakups too. I tell them about how much it doesn't matter.
You can't quit, you're fired.
oh yeah, Vancouver's just, that's the biggest problem for them is putting the drama to the side. Like every year it's something different with those guys.
There's so much talent.
For our friends at Wilhawk Beef Jerky, I'm going to try a new game with the boys today. First, I got to tell you about Wilhawk. 3 locations and counting, the best beef jerky you will ever have in your mouth. All of us on this podcast have eaten plenty of beef, Wilhawk beef jerky over the years, and just plenty of beef jerky as it is.
Mm-hmm.
None better. I promise you that. Get a pickled egg. They're delicious.
And we were trying jerky from all over North America for a while there.
We were. That there was a time when
It was
we
a
had
weird time back then.
jerky showing up at the office. None have been as good as Wilhawk beef.
It's true.
These are the facts. 3 locations: Spruce Grove, Leduc, West Edmonton Mall. Go grab yourself something to eat. All right. So we're going to workshop this game a little bit, but what I've got for you is almost like a this or that game.
Okay.
And if you've ever watched Big Brother, they play a kind of a this or that game where you guys will be challenging each other, and the last man standing, I'm going to come up with some kind of prize on a weekly
I like
basis.
that.
Cool.
This week you get no prize
Okay.
because I figured this game out this morning. I thought it might be fun.
Right.
So just because he's on the far left, Dan, I'm going to pick you as my default, and you are going to challenge somebody.
Okay.
Who are you challenging on question 1 of Bag Milk's trivia game?
I'm challenging Liam.
All right.
Okay.
Bring it, Liam.
Oh, I know what game we're doing now.
You're going to have a buzzer as well.
I definitely don't know what this is.
It's
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch.
Big Brother.
You'll figure it out. It's not hard.
Okay.
So Liam's buzzer. Dan, you got a buzzer?
Whoop whoop.
All right.
That feels like a mouthful.
Who played more minutes in 2022-23? Evan Bouchard or Zach Hyman?
Whoop whoop.
Dan.
Evan Bouchard.
He did not.
Damn it.
Evan Bouchard played 1,518 minutes. Zach Hyman played 1,592. Liam, your win. Dan, you were eliminated.
Okay, so now I pick someone.
Who are you challenging, Liam?
I will take Tyler because Rick knows everything.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
Last season,
Closes down computers.
Tyler, you need a buzzer.
Ding.
You got a ding buzzer. Last season, who had more shots on goal? Ryan Nugent-Hopkins or Darnell Nurse?
Nuge.
That is incorrect. Tyler is the winner.
Oh,
What was it?
Darnell Nurse had 203 shots on goal. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had 201.
Ha ha.
Gotcha.
You're welcome to
The
losers
fast dingers have been getting knocked early.
Well, you got Tyler against
Rick.
Rick for question number 3. Who had more even strength? Oh, Rick, you need a buzzer.
Meh.
All right. Who had more even strength goals last season? Leon Draisaitl or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins?
Meh.
Ding. Oh.
Oh, we're tight. Dan, I need a judge there.
I'm gonna say Rick.
Nuge.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins did win this question. He had 21 even strength goals last year. Leon Draisaitl had 19.
That's okay. Tyler might get the power of veto.
Darn.
So that'd be Rick would be the winner for this week for Bag Milk Trivia.
I'm excited to
All 3
see.
of you have been eliminated.
I'm excited to see if anyone can run the gauntlet. I like to can someone sweep the room?
I do have 10 questions. You want to do a couple more just for funsies?
Yeah.
Rick, keep going.
Okay, so Rick, who are you going to play?
Rick, who are you challenging?
Let's go, Liam.
Weekly.
Question number 4. Who had more blocked shots last season? Matthias Janmark or Kyler Yamamoto?
Meh.
Rick.
Yamo.
It was Matthias Janmark had 26. Yamo had 24.
Wow. He tried to trick you there.
I tried to guess the question.
Liam, who you want to challenge?
Dan.
Bring it.
Who had more shots on goal last season? Cody Ceci or Derek Ryan?
Holy fuck.
Dan,
This is for you, Waz. Cody Ceci.
you are incorrect, Dan. Derek Ryan had 92. Cody Ceci had 88.
Liam can go 3 for 3.
Yeah, well, opening my mouth.
Liam, who are you challenging?
Tyler.
Who had more even strength assists last season? Warren Fogle or Matthias Janmark?
Ding.
Go ahead.
Fogel.
You are incorrect.
Fuck. Damn it.
Matthias Janmark had... Or no, sorry, you were right.
No.
Hey.
Video review. Our first video review.
Such
Warren
a
Fogle had
tease.
15 even strength assists. Matthias Janmark had 14.
Boom. All right.
Tyler, you want to challenge? I got a couple more questions here.
Okay. I'll do Dan.
Who had more PIMs last year? Connor McDavid or Zach Hyman?
Bing. Zach Hyman.
He did. He had 39. Connor had 36.
Damn it.
Tyler, who are you challenging?
I'll do Rick then.
Who had more game-winning goals last season? Warren Fogle or Zach Hyman?
Meh.
Go ahead.
Oh, Zach Hyman.
Warren Fogle had 4.
3 in a row.
Zach Hyman had 3.
Oof.
Dubs.
Oof.
Who had... Tyler, are you challenging now?
Back to Liam.
Who had a better shooting percentage after being acquired at the deadline? Matthias Ekholm or Nick Bukestad?
Ding. Oh.
Liam.
Bukestad.
Bukestad had 11.8%. Matthias Ekholm had 11.1%.
Oh, just got.
Final question, Liam, who are you challenging?
I will take it to Rick.
Who had more even strength goals last season? Derek Ryan or Warren Fogle? Go ahead.
Warren Fogle.
He did. He had 12. Derek Ryan had 11.
Were you confident in that?
Well, I said it and I was like, Warren Fogle plays on the power play, but Derek Ryan, I think, had a couple of short.
What was the question?
Who had more even strength goals?
Why does it matter if he's playing on the power
special
play?
teams had no bearing
Well, no,
on
I was just trying to think of how many goals they both had and how many they would.
Oh, I feel you.
So there you go. The first edition of Bag Milk's Trivia Game. I will come up with some kind of prize for Rick as our first winner.
There you go.
I won.
But not that the other 7 questions were just
Warm-ups.
Just for
Yeah.
fun. Well, to me, the first
Yeah, I think we-
exhibition. It's like the
maybe-
shootout after the game was over.
Total.
Maybe next week I'll just do total wins after 10 questions.
Yeah,
to keep
that's
it a
right.
little bit
That's good.
spicier.
Cool.
Either way. There you go.
Cool.
If you have suggestions for Bag Milk's Trivia Game, hit me up. We're workshopping here. It's the Tuesday episode, you know?
Love it.
Tuesday episode. Going back to Connor Garland really quickly. Who do you think would be the most likely to have interest in a player like Connor Garland, Tyler?
Honestly, no one. He's more expensive Kyler Yamamoto. Like I just
Sorry,
look
Garland.
at his production's dipped kind of hard. This is now
Nobody
his
wants
second
him.
team that he's gone through. Like, what did he have? I'm double checking his numbers last year, but 17 goals in 81 games. He's hit the 20 goal mark one time in his NHL career. Maybe would have done it twice if it wasn't for the shortened season being one of his years. But like, who's paying that kind of money for a dude who isn't a lock to score 20 goals? No one. Vancouver would have to attach picks to get rid of this guy. So I think he's got to ride out this contract in Vancouver.
Yeah, what is his contract?
4.9 for this year and 2 more.
Ooh, mama.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of guy that the Torontos of the world were signing in mid July. Like, yeah, I don't get where. I mean, it's weird to me. The Canucks are like, yeah, go find somebody to trade for you. Anyways,
Sometimes you need some insurance, Dan, and that's why Cornerstone Insurance is around. If you go to cornerstoneins.ca/nation, you can get a quote in just a couple of minutes. And if you use that promo code NATION, you will get a discount on your insurance services. cornerstoneins.ca/nation. We have got another round of word association to do.
We do. Kennedy's not here, but I got the words.
First, I want to go through a couple of over at dailyfaceoff.com. Frank Saravalli did his 32 bold predictions. So I want to give you a couple of the Oilers predictions that Frank made, and I just want your thoughts. Connor McDavid will be the first player to score 60 goals in back-to-back seasons since Pavel Bure did it in 1992, 93, 93, 94. With 163 points, McDavid will become the third fastest player in NHL history to hit 1,000 career points.
I love that 60 goal one for Connor.
I just don't see it this year. I think last year was his Rocket campaign, and this year it's for Leon. But that's me.
That's my prediction too.
No, he's just that good.
Edmonton's coach Jay Woodcroft will take home the Jack Adams Award as the coach of the year following the Oilers' best regular season since the 1980s. Not bold enough for you? History dictates coaches of teams with the top players are usually penalized. The award typically goes to clubs who have made vast turnarounds. Remember, the Oilers were out of the playoffs when Woodcroft took over on February 10th, 2022. How about that? Jay Woodcroft for the Jack Adams.
Yep, that one sounds good to me. I don't think there's as many stories for coaches this year.
I like it, but I don't.
few, obviously.
I like it, but I don't believe it'll happen because I think there's too many of those. You can't be the one with Connor and Leon type of people out there.
I think Mike Sullivan will get it. 'Cause I think Pittsburgh will win the Metro. That was my bold prediction today on ONE. So with that, I'll attach Mike Sullivan to the Jack Adams.
Tyler?
So just taking a look, tying in our friends at Betway to this whole thing. Jay Woodcroft is 4th on the odds board at 11-1. Mike Sullivan, 20-1. I actually think there's a couple of options really far down this list that are like very intriguing. The first one is Andre Tournier in
That's not a real person.
Arizona.
I know.
Coach Canada's World Junior team. I think Arizona could be like a bit of a sleeper.
Can you win the coach of the year if you don't make the playoffs?
I think
is
so.
that a thing or not?
I think
don't know.
if Arizona got within like 3 points of a playoff spot, there'd be some smoke on him winning coach of the year.
Liam's shaking his head no at you.
I mean, he could be a candidate.
He's 50-1.
I love the odds and I like the idea of it,
Yeah.
but I just think if you like giving the MVP to someone who didn't make the playoffs,
I see nothing wrong with
the
that.
goal wasn't achieved.
My favorite bet on Betway for the Jack Adams is Ryan Huska in Calgary. This is all like Frank says, this is about teams who make big turnarounds. This is all about storylines. It's rarely ever about like, oh, the coach. But if Huska turns around the Flames and they make the playoffs, the narrative will be, look at this. They got rid of Sutter. That was the big change. The new coach did it. And he's 28-1 on Betway.
The last couple of years, I like the Husker one too. The last couple of years, top coaches have won. Like Jim Montgomery won it last year. I know there's more story behind it.
He was
the year before.
Yeah, okay, but Huska or Montgomery was the same as Huska, right? They fired
for sure.
Who's the guy in Vegas now?
Cassidy.
They brought in Montgomery and they had a great regular season.
Daryl Sutter the year before.
Look at that story.
Calgary.
He was just brought back in, first year back on the job kind of thing, or first full year back on the job.
Daryl Sutter for getting paid, doing nothing.
Yeah. Rod the Bod. Another one that won.
Boo.
Yep. Bruce Cassidy and then Barry Trotz. We'll see.
Tyler, get yourself ready.
Let's go.
Word association game is coming up, but I want to tell you about Alberta Blue Cross. If there's one thing better than sharing memories, making some new ones. Alberta Blue Cross travel insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. If you visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel, you can get all the details you need. Alberta Blue Cross will be our official provider of travel insurance on all nation vacations. And my friends, we are a month away from leaving to Seattle. Very, very excited about that nation vacation. Watch out for another one being launched ASAP when we go to Arizona in February. I want to give a shout out to Alberta Blue Cross, ab.bluecross.ca/travel. Tyler, what do you got for our friends Alberta Blue Cross and Kennedy's Word Association?
So we're going to start with Dan, and then we'll go kind of around the horn in order of how we're sitting in the room. First one, she's got the Vegas Golden Knights Cup ring.
Obnoxious.
Ugly.
Vomit.
Don't care.
Bougie.
It is kind
You
of
flip
bougie.
that thing? Come on. A couple of
It's,
racks.
Put some
it on
snacks in there.
What does it look like?
It's got the inside the ring. It has the visage of T-Mobile Arena. And then it also has on the ice, it has stars for each of the goals they scored in game 4.
Sounds stupid.
All right, back over to Dan. Our season opener party at Greta tomorrow.
Unbeaten.
Epic.
Glizzy.
Hangover.
Yeah, Hangover's a great one.
I was telling people on ON every day that you can just tell your boss the next day you were at the ON party and they'll understand.
They'll
That's
know.
why, they'll be like, oh yeah, like take the morning off.
Invite your boss to the party.
Jay's been making calls all day today, I think. He's been calling everyone else's bosses. Hey, just so you know. Hey, just so you know.
If you would like an unlicensed doctored note, you can email Liam at Oilersnation.com.
The reason I haven't seen the Golden Knights rings is because I have them muted on Twitter.
Unbelievable.
Hey, I respect it.
All right, back over to Dan. The opening night starting goalie,
Jack.
Stu.
Jack.
Stu.
Stu.
Ooh.
Opening night, so tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back over to Dan, the Oiler that scores the first goal of the season.
Connor Brown.
Ooh, I like this one.
Oh,
Ooh, I like this question.
Holloway.
Hyman.
Boosh.
Coming down on a breakaway. He stares the goalie down and he rips one through
Don't say
Warren Fogle.
No, that's
Come
my bold
on.
prediction.
Somebody make it
Pump
71.
up.
Scores a breakaway.
And then give me one word. Describe how you're feeling. The Oilers season starts tomorrow.
Epic.
Epic.
Finally.
Stanley Cup.
I was going to say finally too. Finally. We have?
Yeah, that's all we got. 5. I was double checking, but yeah.
All right. For our friends at Alberta Blue Cross, there's word association. I think we should switch up a little bit. So Kennedy is going to be in control of this segment.
Yeah.
She's just sick today. DM Kennedy. Kennedy's trash on Twitter.
Yeah.
Be like, got something for word association. Help produce the bit. If you've got notes for Bag Milk's trivia game, hit me up. We're looking for some segments for Tuesday. We're going to be workshopping a little bit. Regularly scheduled program on Friday.
I have something that I just want to beef with before the end of the episode because I know we're getting to the end. Do you remember when Connor McDavid made his debut and like they stuck him on the road in Dallas to start, and then it was like Dallas and St. Louis were his first 2 games, and I was like, what the hell? And like no one even really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard is going to be wearing a mic tonight for his game. Great. The NHL Instagram is just Connor Bedard content today. They are sending him Chicago, back-to-back in Boston, Saturday night in Montreal at the Bell Center, Monday in Toronto before opening his season against the Vegas Golden Knights. 2-pronged. One, I'm kind of like, why the hell didn't Connor get this kind of attention and love and marketing? And why is he still not really getting it? Number 2, good for the NHL for finally recognizing they should be marketing these guys.
I was going to ask, do you think that means the NHL might take a step forward this year in marketing their superstars?
I think this is maybe a really good step.
I hope
first
somebody
step
at
for
head
sure.
office was like, hey, I heard that we got past an average viewership by MLS last year. And somebody goes, yeah, that's true. And they go, dang.
Well, I don't think they've learned a lesson on the other side of it either when the season starts in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's 5:30 on the East.
But it's not
Which team's playing right
5:30
now?
here.
Nashville,
Why does it have to be
Tampa.
5:30 here? 5:30 here is
Why not
7:30 out
start
East.
yesterday on Canadian Thanksgiving
It should.
on Monday when everyone has a day off. I'm so
Well, we're
tired
only
of this
7
shit
teams of
like,
the-
oh, Canada doesn't need to watch it. It's like, well, we still watch and we want to watch these games too. The NFL would never do this. The NBA would never do this.
Do what?
MLB has games at like 2:00 in the morning sometimes. That's its own mouthpiece, whatever they want to do over there. But there's no need for this game to be at 3:30. Even 5:30 on the East is a stupid time too.
Why?
Because people are still coming home from work. You would maximize your viewership if the game started at 5 on the hour time. So that would be 7. And I understand what they're trying to do, but
But then it's 4 on the other coast.
okay. Then start at 6, whatever. I don't. Well, who cares about
Well,
that?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying. You're not going to make
Yeah,
everybody happy,
you
so
can't.
you have to try and.
I love that they're kicking it off at 3:30. Let's get the hockey going.
Let's
I
get the
honest
TVs on
to be
outside.
I'm not
fair,
with it.
I think I would have tried to have a day game today. I would have tried to make
Just-
like
yeah.
and what day is it?
Today
Tuesday?
is Tuesday.
Yeah, so you try and have like 4 games today, 4 games, and you open up in the season on like a 3-day thing, and you make a big deal of it. And I don't even like what they're doing on Saturday. I think that's just too much going on at
What are
once.
they doing Saturday?
They have everybody playing on Saturday.
You make me the commissioner. I'm doing 24 hours of hockey for the first day.
Yep.
I
Just
just-
like in the bubble. It starts at 9 a.m. and it goes until 11.
There was
see-
a game. It was Boston, Carolina, because they couldn't play the night before for whatever reason.
It was
they
the-
played at 9:00 in the morning, our time. It was perhaps the greatest day of my life.
It was the Columbus overtime.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
It was the
somebody
overtime.
went to like 3 weeks of
But-
overtime or something like that.
I think it's hard for us as fans
What a season.
to poo on this start time when we've been clamoring for staggered start times
Yeah.
for as long as we have.
Yeah.
So that's what the NHL at least recognize that part. And they're not going to have games stacked on top of each other where we have to worry about, is this game going to be done? So
No, that'll be
this game.
Saturday.
That's Saturday. But I give them credit for staggering the start times.
But I would have had like this big, gigantic 3-day opening
Yeah.
and 4 or 5 the first, 4 or 5, like something like that.
I'm 100% on board with the 24 hours of hockey. Let's do it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I have a
just-
feeling I have a feeling some of those guys at the PA may not be agreeing with you on this
An
one.
overnight tournament in Alaska. It's fine.
My argument kind of goes out the window because I forgot about the West Coast. But Why do we start? The day of it too seems so silly.
Your fault
day?
is you're living in a West Coast.
The day of it?
That's the problem.
Like, again, the Tuesday after Canadian Thanksgiving. Could have done it yesterday.
So
Also, it's Tuesday.
But then you're
way
going
out
up
to
against
lunch,
Monday
eh?
Night Football.
No, I'm not.
You
Like,
should have worked.
You're going up against
yesterday
Monday
and
Night
taken
Football.
today off.
no, I'm not saying like you could do it on like Saturday. Like, I'm just saying you could have got way more in rather than having these the most random.
Starting the season on the weekend would have been the play.
Here's
Yeah.
my problem. It's the 10th of October. We should start October 1. Let's get going.
Yeah,
Cut
that
the
too.
preseason in half. Let's go.
I think these rookie tournaments should be part of the preseason.
Yeah.
So you have the 3 games, and then that cuts it down to 5 actual like preseason games. I think that probably works way better.
You're going to upset a lot of players, I think.
Why?
Because of the fringe players who need the opportunity, who need the exhibition games to get in there.
But you would like guys
They
like
can attend
Bo
the
Akey
Fringe on
just
their own
wouldn't
time.
play.
What's that?
Like you wouldn't just have like half those rookies. Right?
Can't design your league around fringe players.
No, but the fringe players are probably a larger part of the average than anybody else.
Still, it doesn't matter.
To the league too.
2 more.
2 more.
Yeah.
Hey, just make that cap go up.
Let's wrap up the podcast. It's been a while since we've done it, gentlemen. So we're going to wrap up the podcast. I need a game score prediction for tomorrow night against the Canucks. Dan,
5-1 Edmonton Oilers.
Liam,
I think it'll be 4-3 overtime Oilers.
6-3 Oilers.
Rick.
I don't know. Dan always gets in my head, so I'm going to go with 6-1.
It's first 4-2 win of the season's coming up tomorrow.
Did not see
Season opener.
Tradition begins.
Let's go.
Are we going to do our top 3 thing?
Oh yeah, we didn't do that segment today.
For Alberta Blue Cross. Let's make some memories.
Three things you missed the most about hockey season.
One, watching Connor and Leon do their thing. I wrote about it yesterday. Things to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
Having the opportunity to watch them on a nightly basis is such a blessing. 2, feel the same way about the Oilers power play. Watched a lot of hockey last year, and when you see a power play that's not ours, you go, well, that sucks. And 3, I'm here for a Jack Campbell redemption tour. I really want to cheer for it. I really want to cheer for him as a person. He seems like a sweetheart of a dude. The video with his dog the other day was adorable. I want to cheer for him. There you go.
I have 3 things. Number 1 was the feeling you get when the Oilers get a power play. We talked about this on Owen Every Day a few times, but like just knowing that like, oh my God, we get to watch these guys come on and have a power play. Always so exciting. Number 2 is going out after an Oilers game and just seeing Oilers jerseys everywhere. Like when you go out after a big Saturday night win, and even though it's like February, city's alive. That's always the best. Number 3, this is a personal one. I love when the Oilers are the late game on Saturday night, but you sit down, crack a cold one, and you're watching like the Saturday night, whatever, Leafs or Habs, whatever game is on at 5:00 on Saturday night, that feeling of kicking back, like, lots of hockey tonight. That's peak. That's a great Saturday.
The only bad thing about that game, and less now than it was a couple of years ago, 10 or so, is you sit there and you're watching that Leafs game and you're like, man, this game needs to end right now. Like the Oilers are going to draw the puck right away. How the hell am I going to catch puck drop? We're going to do this instead. It very much frustrated me back in the day. But however, mine, being in the building.
I was going to say
Being in the building, I don't care if it's for a goal. I honestly, it's when the team comes out and they get the music going. You can feel it in your chest. That right there. 2, just watching them in general. I've been a massive fan of this stupid ass team for as long as I can remember. So we'll just keep sticking with that. And 3, Connor and Leon. You're watching something there that you don't really see very often. Something our parents, I guess, got to watch it.
Yeah.
But we didn't get anything in between. So we're watching something that's pretty special right now.
Dan?
Well, they had the opportunity to. They just chose not to.
My pick would be number 1 is talking to other hockey fans just about hockey. Like there's so much nonsense going on in the world right now. Just being able to talk to hockey fans I'm super excited for that. Second of all, it's the content. You know, as people around this table, we all work in the media and being able to have other people create content for you is a lot of fun. Like today, Sergei Bobrovsky just asked to take shots off of his head from Matthew Tkachuk. I just love random nonsense coming out from other teams. I just love it. And then my third thing is going to be at the game, and it's when this song hits. Every single time gets my heart going, gets me excited. I can't wait to hear some more La Bamba this year.
Liam, we got
what was it again? 3 things.
You missed most about hockey season.
3 things I missed the most about hockey season. Talking about what's actually happening and not just this make-believe stuff we have to do of what could happen. I want to see it legit now, which I'm excited about. Going to the rink is awesome. And then I like watching with people too, having that experience.
I just
at
want
home
to
and stuff.
tag on to Rick's, like going into the arena, having the jersey on, the crowd, we're all flooding through Ford Hall. Go grab your drink and you sit down as the boys are spinning around. I love it.
It's like that. I always love that first feeling when you come through come out of the concourse and you get that cool air of the ice out there, and you've been in the concourse where it's all, heat and
hot,
and all that,
sweaty.
And then all of a sudden you're back in hockey.
I really wish this organization would go deeper into like the songs and get some bass going. So you just feel it. Like that's something else when you're at a sporting event and it gets going, you get like, dude, Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Get some bass in there. I want to feel that.
I hate to say it, but like when you go to a game in Vegas,
You
as
feel it.
soon as you walk in the door, you feel it.
It's different though. You're in Vegas already. You're at a different level walking in.
Take that. Well, but I'm talking strictly about the music. Their music
Fair, but
is
you're
cranked
already
to 12.
But we're already rocking.
Well, yeah, no, I just mean the music. And LA was the same thing when we went down for the playoffs. They fucking cranked. Anyway, turn it up. DJ.
Khaled.
Jazzy Jeff.
Kate's.
Yeah, I don't know who's up there.
I can't remember anymore. Infamous? No, that's the other one. That's the old one.
I don't know
Yeah.
who's up there. He does a great job, though.
Yeah.
Hey, you, turn it up.
Ben Scrivens.
Well, he is there. Just,
He's a couple rows behind me.
yeah, just people don't recognize him when he's on the big screen anymore, it seems.
That's because you got that long hair that nobody
He's got that long
remembers.
flowing mop. All right, there you have it. I want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank all of you for listening. We're going to go watch some hockey because it kicks off in 30 minutes. Woo. Season is here. We will see you at Greta, nationgear.ca. Go grab yourself some tickets. It's go time.